Just got the new flavor cantaloupe, which actually is my favorite fruit of all time. And it's my favorite agua fresca, but they call it melon for the agua fresca. The cantaloupe's good for you too. Yeah, cantaloupe's so good for you. It actually has potassium, keep you away from cramps. Most people don't know that. And real cantaloupe is also alkaline, just like strawberries are alkaline. Usually I get strawberries and kiwi. Kiwi is not alkaline, but it's very delicious. We're over here at Menchie's frozen yogurt in Durham on Hope Valley, right by Food Lion, Wells Fargo, the ABC, in that neighborhood over there with the swimming pool. But we were talking about slang for a second. Everybody heard the word facts, but I changed it a long time ago to facts stacked higher than pyramids. It's pretty high. Also, I changed it to facts stacked from Giza to Orion's belt. Now, that's some history for you, because the 3 pyramids of Giza are aligned with Orion's belt at a certain time, at a certain point of a year, over a cycle. It's kind of rare when that happens, but they do that because Orion's belt points to Sirius, and Sirius is very deep, but I'm not going to go too much further into that. So here we go. Usually I take my gold teeth out. Yeah, I got 12 gold fronts with diamond cuts and fangs, but I can eat with this. It's not gonna be bad for my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this cantaloupe flavor actually tastes really close to eating a real cantaloupe, man. They did a superior job on this yogurt. Superior. And the reason why we're doing yogurt, frozen yogurt that is, on this episode of Tar Heel Food World is because this is an episode on the USA food. And frozen yogurt was created in Massachusetts. I just learned that pretty recently. Even the owner didn't know when I asked him. I had to look it up and tell him. Talking about the USA, there's a big difference between America and the USA, and some people call it the Americas, but those are different things. The USA is only 50 states. America, or the Americas, goes all the way from Canada all the way down to the bottom of South America. That's the Americas. And in the Americas, the complete total Americas, there's more pyramids and old structures like pyramids that aren't quite pyramids, because actually a pyramid has a top that's like comes to a point. If it doesn't have a point, that's not a real pyramid. It's called something else, but I can't remember what it's called right now. But a lot of old structures in the Americas are bigger and older than anywhere else in the world. So if you don't believe me, look it up. When some people think of looking up something, they automatically think they're going to go to Google and find some kind of answer. To be 100% real, most of on Google is fake. Most of online is a fraud. It has some fake information. It doesn't mean nothing. It's not true. It's just repeated from some other lie that happened from some other time before. So if you really want to learn something, you got to open up some books, some real books that were written. They're trying to hide from you in the first place. That's where the real knowledge is at. I'm not out here just looking up stuff on Google. I've read real stuff. That's why I speak the way I speak. Keep that in mind, son. Because a degree will only take you so far. You gotta learn that real stuff that's not in any college. So since we're doing the USA, I live in the USA. I'm an entrepreneur from the USA. So therefore, I want to let y'all know I make custom-made hats and custom-made t-shirts. I made this hat and this t-shirt. I can make any custom design that you want. All I need is for you to text me the picture that you want to get put on there, and it'll get printed on there. Tell me your size and color and all that. So let me know if you want something. I'll make anything you want. Anything. It just depends on, no matter what it is, it might change the price depending on what it is for different variables, and we can discuss that. So let me know. Text me at 919-599-5487. Plus, we get to know each other. Maybe we go out to eat. Maybe we talk about money, business, investments. I do a lot of stuff, I'm a good guy to have in your corner. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people. Let me know. So as always, what I get here at Menchie's is delicious. And the thing about Menchie's is when they get a flavor that's really popular, they keep it on stock for a couple weeks, at least a few weeks, just so people can really enjoy it. But they have a new flavor, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. But like I said, there's always something good here. They got over 6 flavors to choose from. And they got ones that are vegan and dairy-free and it's way more healthy for you, which is why I come to get frozen yogurt. It's more healthy than eating ice cream. And it cools you off on a hot summer day. And we're doing this kind of quote-unquote summertime edition of Tar Heel Food World, which brings me to my next topic. Shaka Shave Ice off of Franklin Street in Chapel Hill has traditional Hawaiian shaved ice. And it's different than a snow cone, because a snow cone is crunchy when you bite it. But when you bite into a Shaka Shave Ice, it's like biting into a cloud. You're floating in heaven somewhere. It's so real, and the flavors are amazing. They have about 20 flavors. I've tried almost all of them. My favorite is lychee, but they have all kind of fruit flavors and different colors, and you can get 3 colors at a time or 3 flavors at a time on one cone or one cup. It's only $5 for that small one, and that's a pretty good amount. So Shaka Shave Ice, good for this hot summer days. We've been having some scorchers. And a little plug too. We're gonna go swimming right around the corner from Shaka Shave Ice to the pool called A.D. Clark Pool. It's one of Chapel Hill pools, and it's free all summer long. But it's closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays for other activities, but it's open every other day from 12 to 8. You might want to check it out. So once again, now we're inside at Menchie's. We were just sitting outside. I came sitting inside in here. It's real cool in here. Cool temperature, cool yogurt, or as they called it in the beginning, Frogurt for frozen yogurt. That's where the original word came from. It used to be called Frogurt. Sounds kind of funny, but it does make sense. Kind of some slangs and shorten up everything. Frogurt. That's what slang does. It just chops everything in half and makes a word out of it. It's actually pretty clever, but it just didn't catch on. It's probably too hip hop for everybody. But I am hip hop, so I do the stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know where Menchie started, to be honest. But since this is kind of a USA, I kind of want to do kind of more of a local thing to North Carolina, at least. I want to talk about all the things that I know that came from North Carolina that'll make you feel a little bit more in the spirit of a North Carolinian. For one, this is not food related. Putt-putt started in North Carolina, but they call it mini golf now. The place called Frankie's, it has 3 mini golf courses and some other activities to do for the children and for adults as well. They got food, games. I used to go there every week. That's how I became a professional putt-putt player. You got Duck Donuts that started at the beach, but now I think they moved somewhere here to the Triangle. Duck Donuts. You got a place called Our Mom's Cookies. I met these people at the mall just hustling these cookies right in the middle of the floor. And they had some of the best cookies I ever had in my life. They made up their own flavors. It was so good. At some point, I'm gonna show you the business card of their establishment, or how you get in contact with them. You got Lance cookies. No, excuse me, Lance crackers. The ones they're like square crackers with like filling inside. They come like in a vending machine or at the gas station, made by Lance. And the nuts that come by Lance. Those all started in North Carolina. You got Texas Pete. It's not really from Texas. It's from North Carolina. And I think somebody tried to sue over that, say, oh, it's not really from Texas. But, you know, that's a hard case to win, because I think they lost. So you got liver mush, which is a huge deal to some people in North Carolina, especially back in the day. But in the present day, they do have liver mush festivals in western North Carolina every year. And liver mush was originally rooted in people from Germany, but it was created officially here in North Carolina. Just like we don't really have our own national dish that came from this country, our national dishes come from Europe. Our national dishes are hamburger, which came from Hamburg, Germany. Hot dogs, which are also called wieners. There's a place called Wiener Schnitzels that sells hot dogs. Wien, W-E-I-N, is how you say Vienna. Austria, which is a German word. Vienna, Wien, Wiener Schnitzel, hot dog. So that's all German, kind of Austrian related. And then you also have apple pie, which came from England. See, I don't know what we really made that's ours, but that's why I wanted to at least do this about frozen yogurt, because that, like I said, was created up north from here in Massachusetts. So other things that people enjoy in North Carolina, that's kind of like an old school thing, is RC Cola and moon pie. They'll eat it together. And there's not too many places where you can buy RC Cola around here. I don't think it was made in North Carolina, neither was moon pie. But you can Google like where to get moon pie. They have all the flavors. If you just Google the moon pie store, it'll pop up. You get all the flavors of moon pie. Around here, they sell a few flavors. RC Cola, they sell it at like dollar stores, like in North Durham. I think at Dollar General. Pepsi was started in New Bern, North Carolina. I've been to New Bern plenty of times with my mother. And they have a Pepsi shop where the original Pepsi was created. It's still there. It's like a museum almost now. And New Bern was actually one of the 3 capitals of North Carolina. So Raleigh wasn't always the capital. But in Raleigh, there's a Tryon Street, and there's a Tryon Castle in New Bern, where the word Tryon comes from. Must be some famous Tryon family. I'm not sure what they did, but you might want to look that up for a little history lesson. Krispy Kreme was also started somewhere in North Carolina. So we got a lot of things that North Carolina is known for. Another big thing that not everybody realizes is cookouts, started in North Carolina. And at cookout, one of my favorite things to get are the shakes, especially the seasonal shakes that are only out in those seasons. And they also have the floats, and Cheerwine is one of the floats they have, and Cheerwine is called the Nectar of the South or something like that. It's like, because it started in North Carolina, and it's I used to not really like Cheerwine, but it's really good if you like drink it, especially with a float. So besides that, I think the last thing I want to say about that is there's a place in Meadowmont, Chapel Hill. It's a pizza spot called Bricks. They have a root beer that is brewed in Durham, and it is excellent. So all these things, if you eat them, You might get a little bit more North Carolina spirit to you, like I have. I'm a real Tar Heel now. Can't take that from me. I'm so Tar Heel, I can get into any UNC home game for basketball, football, or baseball for free because I'm a real Tar Heel. That's why I do Tar Heel Food World. Spirit of entrepreneurialism, these colors right here were created by Marcus Garvey. He told us we should do for self and have our own business and run our own thing. Teach ourselves, like my grandfather did, like I did. I never tell nobody not to go to school. You gotta teach yourself in order to want to be successful out here. You gotta learn the stuff that's not in school, like I've done. I think I got so far and been to 11 countries without being in the military and having my own business since I was 5. I taught myself. But here's the thing. This guy has his own business. I want to big up and represent for El Tesoro, which is right down the street. The most authentic Mexican restaurant you will find in this area, El Tesoro, which means the treasure, right down the street. It's a whole family-run business. They all work there. They all live together. That's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to move out when you're 18 and struggle. You're supposed to live with your family and bubble up money so you can have a business and provide and live good. And then you can retire early. They're going to have money to be able to retire early. Some teaching them how to invest. They're going to be set up. But the reason I'm mentioning them is because a lot of this country used to be Mexico, especially California and Texas and all around there. That's why everybody loves Mexican food here. This country would be a little bit behind without Mexico, especially on the West Coast. And the West Coast actually influences the rest of the country, whether you want to believe it or like it or not. I'm from California, and I know what I'm talking about. Therefore, check out El Tesoro. And I'm even going to put up a little sign, a little mural about their restaurant in this video. Peace in the Middle East. One of the most humble and down-to-earth owners of the establishment I've ever been to. He's so cool, young dude, holding it down a business for his family. Super nice guy. You definitely come check him out, support a local business. Even though this is a chain, you're supporting him. He bought this spot. I mean, he's holding down his family, doing the right father moves, and really doing his thing. And so check us out. They're open most days, about 11, 12 o'clock maybe. Just look them up, Menchie's.